Hey, tell me how it feels to be the newly named coach of the Lady Bobcats.
Well, I'm extremely grateful for it, man. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and being able. I'm from a small town, and being able to take over a program at a 5A level is extremely exciting, and looking forward to it. Just had a couple of days in athletics, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think we need to represent our small town. Where does the small town you're from?
A small town. It's on the west side of Falfurria. It's called Hebronville.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know what they are. Are they the Jerseys?
No, that's actually foul. It's the Longhorns.
That's the Longhorns. My bad.
Yeah.
The big stop right there is the Stripes there on the way to Laredo, right? That's the big hot spot there in Hebronville.
That's right, man. That's right.
Hey, listen, it was when the entire Carmona situation went down, they said that they wanted to get a fresh look, a new feeling, yet you were her main assistant and they brought you up. Explain that to me.
Well, I was actually interviewed for the Vela job, and I can't explain it. It's almost like when one door closes, another door opens, and when I worked for her for several years, so I was kind of hesitant because I didn't know how to approach the whole thing, and I just took a chance on it, and here we are.
Good call on your part for taking that opportunity. I mean, it's
yeah, of course, it's a chance for me to advance in my professional career, and I don't have to pack up and move to another school, and been there for 9 years, and so it served me well.
How much of the talent you had this past season is going to be transitioning to Vela, and how much talent will you have remaining on your squad?
Well, at this point, there's still no telling. We've got some seniors that are obviously going to be wanting to stay and graduate Bobcats. We've got some other younger kids that are going to be attending the new school, and we're just going to do the best that we can with what we have, and we're going to just continue to work hard.
So you have a pretty good junior class that is going to be, and we found this out late, a few weeks back. The only ones that get let's say the decision to stick around at Edinburgh High will be the juniors. Everybody else, you have to transition, you have to go to the school. But if you're going to be a senior, then they give you the opportunity to say, you know what, I want to stay a Bobcat or I want to be a Sabercat. So your junior class is pretty deep, you're telling us.
Right. Well, we're only graduating one senior right now, so everyone else are underclassmen. But from when I was with the boys program, so I'm still trying to get a feel for their underclassmen who's coming back. Still trying to get their names in and so forth. But the junior class, when I was with the girls program, there were freshmen. So when I was still there with the girls program when they were already in high school. So I know the junior class right now.
So I
have some in my classroom. So with those girls, I know a lot of them are coming back and will be here at EHS.
So your experience has been on both the girls and the guys' side of the benches.
Yeah.
Which one's easier to coach?
Well, I stayed with the girls program for 7 years, and boys tend to get things. It's like I was on the phone with one of my friends yesterday, and they say, "Hey, boys will pack up and go anywhere, and go play in somebody else's backyard and just go play hoops all the time." With girls, it's a little bit more, a lot of teaching. I guess you can say, breaking down fundamentals a lot more and so forth, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I stayed with it for 7 years, and we've had really great years back in the past working with the girls program, and it's going to be all right.
Did you break into coaching as a women's coach, or was that just, by mere accident?
Well, actually, when I graduated from UTSA, I went over to Laredo, and I started my program there. Well, I started with coaching middle school. I actually coached with a great friend of mine, Javier Reyes, who is the head girls coach at Alexander High School in Laredo. And then we moved, my family and I, we moved this way to the Valley and started teaching here at Edinburgh High, and I was coaching girls basketball here. That was my first high school job of coaching girls basketball.
And I understand you had our very own Leslie on as a team member of yours.
That's right, yeah. And we had her sister also.
Leslie's very quiet in studio. How was she on the court?
She's aggressive. She's a good kid. We really enjoyed her.
All right, so how can we get Leslie on the court to get Leslie in the control room here? Because this is a whole different thing. Head coach J.D. Salinas of the Edinburgh High Lady Bobcats joining us here in the huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio.
JD, I know that you have a lot of stuff that you have to do as far as organizing the team that the way you want it. But who are you bringing in as your varsity assistant? I know that that was one of the things we talked about on was it Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday.
Well, right now I'm we're still trying to fill spots, but I'm looking into bringing Coach George Olvera as my first assistant. He's a real good friend of mine, and we work very well together. We take each other's constructive criticism well. We both fill each other's strengths and weaknesses very well on the court when it comes to coaching, and I think we do a really good job together. When we coached with the girls program together, and then these past 2 years when we're coaching the boys program together. So it's going to be fun, man. I can't wait to get started.
Don't you think it's awful that you froze me out and you didn't offer me a position? I mean, after all these years together, isn't it just wrong?
Jake, of course, man.
I'm just playing.
Extremely busy with the website, man.
No, we had actually talked about this. I could never come back.
When you first got started with the website, when you first started teaching and you started getting this website going, and now this thing is going like crazy. Don't know if you have time to coach.
Good response there, JD.
Yeah, whatever. You're dead to me.
Good comeback right there, brother. Focus on what you're good at.
No.
He does a good job also.
A lot of people don't know that it was, for a while, we had like this little Three Amigos thing. It was me, George Olvera, and J.D. Salinas. And we'd all said that we were going to coach together. And, whoever got the head coaching job first, which I wasn't ever really picked to be the head coach. It was always George or JD that were going to be the head coaches.
I can't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know either. but yeah, those guys, a lot of people don't know that George Olvera actually played professional ball with like Eric Montalvo, Lalo Rios in Mexico for the Corte Camino. So,
oh, nice.
So the girls are getting somebody that works the post very well. So.
Okay. In the Three Amigos stance, I see you as the Chevy Chase, Jake, and I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why. So, JD, much of the philosophy, is it going to change there at Edinburgh High, or is it kind of, hey, listen, we're going to keep the same mentality. I'm just going to put my stamp on it.
I know that we used to when I was with the girls program, it was kind of like a running gun. It was just we're going to run the floor as much as we can and try to get transition points. We're going to do the same. I mean, obviously, we're going to be multiple, depending on the type of athletes that we have. We're going to be able to. We need a setup. We're going to be able to set up and have several offensive sets. I'm a huge believer in that. Our guards, like I was telling the girls, our guards are going to be smart players. We're going to be able to distinguish what type of defense they're playing against us and be able to work from there. If we have guards that we're struggling with offense and we can't get any scores, then we're going to press, and try to get our points off the transition and that, and then that it'll lead to our offense.
I guess in high school you really can't figure out a system. You've got to go with the talent you've got around you, and then you mold them into your system, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but right now we've got the first couple of days in athletics, and believe it or not, these girls just want to try to get the feel for them because I want to see where they're at on the court and what they can do, and they'll be playing in the in the summer league and stuff like that. So I want them to start incorporating some of the things that I want to do. And being that we only got 6 weeks left, I guess you can say, in the school year left, and so these last 6 weeks of athletic period are extremely important for them to get a feel for what I'd like to be watching them do a little bit on the court in the summer, And I'm not talking about running my set plays or anything, but I just want them to get that chemistry of how I'd like them to approach certain situations and games,
I got you. All right, brother. Well, listen, we appreciate the time, and best of luck as you take over the Bobcat program. And we look forward to having you back on the show, and I promise we'll limit Jake's questions to a minimum if that makes you feel any better.
That's all right. Thanks for having me, guys. You have a good day.
You too. Good luck. J.D. Salinas, the new coach of the Edinburgh High Lady Bobcats, joining us here in the huddle on 840 Fox Sports Radio. Obviously, you guys have worked together in the years past when you were coaching. And
Yeah, he's got kids that similar age as my kids. He's got a son that's just a couple months older than my youngest too, and there's not many coaches that you can truly say this about in straight face, but genuine. He's a very genuine, very nice person. Like he's actually like as far as like hanging out with me, he's too nice. Like he makes me look like the devil. So
no, you do a good job of that on your own.
Thanks, man.
I was gonna say that's not very hard.
No, but and the thing is, it's a nice fit. Him with Coach Olvera, it's a good mix because he's one of the best X's and O's guys out there. I mean, I know that Coach Engelman from Harlingen South, who played Edinburgh all the time, really, thinks the world of him. And, there's a lot of coaches that actually like what he does. He's actually had his chances, and I don't know if he'd ever want me to tell this, but I'm going to. He's had his chances to actually, go and become a boys coach. Some programs have asked him, 5A programs have asked him to come over, and he didn't go over. He didn't want to take the chance because he's kind of, he feels he's an Edinburgh guy.
Feels loyal.
Even though he's from Hebronville, which, I was wondering, if you were going to ask him about that because he loves to talk about Hebronville.
Does he really?
Yes.
There's not much to talk about, though.
No. But like, if you've ever seen Varsity Blues,
right?
How they have like the big cutout of. They have a cutout of him. There.
Get out.
No, I'm just kidding. But I could have saw that. So.
I've always wanted to buy that old dilapidated hotel there in Hebronville. Yeah. Have you ever seen it? Yeah. As you're heading back to the valley, it's on the right hand side. Old beat up hotel. I've always wanted to grab a group of investors and go. It's a hunter's paradise, dude. We pick it up, we fix it, got the hunters there, we make our money that way.
Watch next week that happens. Somebody's going to steal it.
No! All right, we're going to take a time out. We're going to pause for commerce. Gabe Benya, the Edinburgh Economies athletic coordinator. He's coming up into the huddle next, right here on 840 Fox Sports Radio.